Hey everybody, I'm Dale Earnhardt Jr. and this is the Dirty 30. The best highlights from all of our podcasts this week. 30 minutes every single Friday. The Dirty 30 coming at you. Let's get right to it. Joey Logano had this comment on the playoff format. Jeff Gluck with The Athletic and here at Dirty Mo Media, him and Jordan Bianchi were at Fan Day over the course of the week where they talked to all of the playoff drivers about all the things going on in the NASCAR universe before they went to Darlington. Joe Logano says, as a fan, I want to see drivers scared, and our playoff system does that. I've always been the person to say, if you're complaining about it, then just go do better. If you scored a bunch of points during the regular season and you didn't make it to the championship four, then shame on you. You had a head start, and you still couldn't do it. But don't say it's not legit. You could have gone out there and won to get it, and you didn't. Just because it didn't work out for you, it doesn't mean change the rules. So, the only thing, I think, first thing I want to say is this. You can believe that Joey Logano is a legitimate champion and still believe that the playoffs should be different. So, I think that Joey is a legitimate champion. I think that Joey's trophies that he has in his possession are as cool,
as real,
mm-hmm. and as historic as any other champion in our series ever.
I agree.
Right? All through the history of NASCAR, every championship has been won under a different set of circumstances, whether it be how the playoff points are tallied, whether it be the competition level. You could argue, in the 70s, there were 8 capable cars of winning races. Maybe even less capable drivers of winning a championship.
Oh, way less.
Right? Now we have, it's tough. It's way more competitive. My point being that not just the playoffs and how you score points has changed. The sport's evolved. Every championship is unique. So are Joey's. But I don't think that the single race format is the best way to decide.
I don't either.
The champion. It doesn't mean that Joey doesn't deserve to be celebrated. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't mean that if they were to change it, it doesn't really dilute or take away from what he accomplished.
What's done is done.
Yeah.
And he says you had a head start. Well, the points reset.
That's the other thing that he's missing. I think when if we could look at it, at the end of the regular season, he was over 200 points behind the leader. That advantage was erased in his favor. He went from how many races out of the points lead to 1.
And then they get erased after each round.
I see the same way. Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
You're definitely this system definitely benefits Joey.
Joey went from 8 races behind the leader in points to 1 race. Yeah. I mean, that's nice.
When you end the season with some strong races for your company or your team, you're gonna and he is arguably the best at this type of system. He knows how to grind out every single point and take those the
other thing too is the 48 gets thrown out. He wouldn't even been in the next round if the 48 wasn't eliminated. I mean, there was just so many weird things that happened, and I just feel like that change is coming, and I think that NASCAR has warmed up to the idea that they're hearing enough to convince them that they probably do need to make an adjustment. What that is, it's. I would say if I had to guess, we're looking at probably a 3 or 4 race round to decide the title, and
which
I think
I like.
I do too. I like it too. Joey can go to bed feeling comfortable and confident. I know people use him as an example as to why we need change. It's a good example to use.
It is.
It is. But he did win it. He does have the trophy. His name's on the stat sheet.
And
Forever. Just like Benny Parsons won in 1973, only finishing on the lead lap once all year long. Just like, Kenseth in 2003, I believe, right? He wins the race and just consistently was awesome all year.
So consistent
and won it early over guys like Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon. Really, really good competitive teams.
And he would qualify like
Couldn't
30th
put the
every
year
week
together.
too.
Yeah. But I think we can all agree that there's not a perfect system. There never will be a perfect playoff format. Never. But we all do think that there needs to be a little bit bigger of a sample size of final races for that final round, and I think that's probably what we're going to get.
Do you ever see the page that actually calculates the points like how they used to? Like, I always look at that.
I do too.
I think it's kind of cool, yeah.
Chase Briscoe's within 30 or 18 or something points after his win. I think Chase Elliott's still leading the points.
There's top 6 or 7 that are still eligible point-wise here.
Yeah. I have to be honest. I find that really entertaining. I don't know if that says anything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Is it only entertaining because it's nostalgic?
Yes.
Because it doesn't exist?
Correct.
Like if it was the way it was, I wouldn't feel this way.
Yeah, because you're yearning for it. So it's like
But if somebody came in tomorrow and said, we're adopting this right now, going forward, this is what we're doing, would we all kind of like it, not like it, not care? It wouldn't be a big deal.
It.
Yeah, we'd love it.
It might be a little closer. It might be a little closer too because we race differently for stages and use flip stages more and stuff now for playoff points. So it might even be a little closer.
Fans like me would not like it.
You wouldn't like it.
No, because I didn't grow up with the sport. I didn't grow up with this.
You don't like it that Briscoe won the race and now he's within 19 points? Like that's 4 spots on the racetrack.
I want to tweak the playoffs, but I like the idea of playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, if Chase Elliott and him were going into the final race of the year, that's 4 positions, 19 points.
I don't disagree with your feelings about it's just I didn't grow up with this, so I don't have this nostalgia. I don't miss it.
No, I get it. So either way, you're like, whatever, one or the other, doesn't matter to me.
I want the playoffs tweaked, but yeah. But if they went to this, I wouldn't be against it.
Yeah. I didn't really want to get into this conversation today, but I think what I'm missing and what I believe has more value than people realize is we'd go to Charlotte in October. Dad's right in the thick of the battle, right? Say he's 40 points behind Rusty Wallace or Mark Martin or somebody, right? And we go to Charlotte, and 13 laps into the race, he broke a cam. That was a gut punch equal to missing the Final Four. You're sitting there in the regular season that we know today, but in a 36-race playoff, you've broke a cam, finished last at Charlotte, and lost 150 points. Or say he's 40 points behind Mark Martin, and Mark Martin blows the damn motor, and Dad runs and wins the race. That kind of thing being that impactful in the middle of the season or even at the front of the season, right? That is missing now. Your driver goes to Daytona in the final race of the regular season and flips out and crashes. It's just is what it is. He's in the playoffs. So that's what is gone. And those things had you plug in at race 18, 16, 20, because that soul-crushing moment was always around the corner. Or the opposite of soul-crushing, right? That moment of, holy man, we've just busted out and got a 100-point lead today because this guy had bad luck. That moment was always possible in the regular season. So you were there to see it. You knew you needed to watch. Deb Williams has worked in NASCAR for decades. The first female reporter inducted into the National Motorsports Press Association Hall of Fame. You got to interview Burt Reynolds.
I did. Yeah. That was when they were filming Stroker Race.
Really?
Yeah. And they were at Charlotte Motor Speedway filming that day.
Great movie.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I loved your dad racing gurneys.
Yeah. I know.
it really didn't seem like a movie because you knew so many people that were in it,
Yeah.
you know? And you know the big contract that he had in there?
Yes.
That's a spoof on the Darrell Waltrip Dyegard contract.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you got to interview Burt about, I guess you were asking him about the movie, being a part of the movie. He's coming off of, let's see, he's coming off of
Smokey and the Bandit.
And Cannonball Run and all these great, you know, he's a big deal.
Yeah.
What was that like, I suppose, for the sport or the industry, I guess, to have somebody of Burt? I know the connection with Hal Needham and the 33 car and all of that, and Burt was a part owner in that deal. His name on the seat post of that car that Harry Gant drove in 81, 82. But what was it like, I guess, for the sport, the industry, the buzz, to have Burt Reynolds and them making a movie?
It was a very it brought attention, you know, a different group of people, and it brought that Hollywood magic. And I was given like 20 minutes with him. That was all I had, 20 minutes during a lunch break.
Yeah.
And it was like, so I went back to when I first started, where I would write my questions down in the back of my notebook so that I'd make sure I ask everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very nice, very polite. And, you know, he talked about how he was impressed by the people in the sport and their hard work ethic and everything. And so, yeah, it brought a magic, I would say, to the sport. It created a lot of eyes on it that people had not paid really attention to it before. It put a little glamour.
It did.
In the sport is what it did.
Yeah. A lot of things that happen in that movie that are very relatable.
Yeah, and Days of Thunder, I can pretty much pinpoint to you where all it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, like where they're eating ice cream. It says, don't pit, we're eating ice cream.
Yeah.
That was at Darlington when Benny Parsons was in the car and Harry Hyde was crew chief.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
So your first time being able to pick up a media credential was at Darlington, and there was on the credential it said no women allowed.
Yeah. That was Labor Day, 1980.
1980.
Yeah, no women allowed in pits.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
You were an exception.
well, I didn't really need to go in the pits that day, but it was interesting because Jay Wells was helping out at.
Who's that?
Jay Wells was the PR person for Harry Gant for many years on Smoking. In the U.S. Tobacco, and he was PR at Rockingham at that time, but he was down at Darlington that year helping Bill Kaiser, who was running PR at Darlington, and he was in the press box. And when I got in the press box and I saw him, and that was on my press pass, I chewed him out, and he's up there going, "We're not talking about women like you. We're not talking about women like you."
You chewed him out.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the next time I went back, it wasn't on the
Wasn't on there
no.
anymore. Dang. I hear you. You know, how do you feel like, you know, NASCAR has certainly had an evolution over the last over my time around the sport. And if I look at, you know, if I really look back into the 60s and 70s, that evolution has just always been constant.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's that been like for you as a female to see the sport sort of adjust and shift away from, you know, some of those policies that just didn't make sense? Such as just like having that on the pit pass is pretty feels ridiculous today. But there was a time when like someone might look at that and not bat an eye, right? Mm-hmm. But today it sounds silly.
Yeah. Well, it's just like women weren't allowed on pit road.
Yeah.
You know, at Indianapolis.
Wow.
And back in the 50s and all. But, you know, it was when corporate America started coming into the sport that it started to change.
Yeah.
Because you had women executives in corporate America. And I look at a lot of these young people coming along now that didn't have to deal with some of the things that my generation dealt with. And I just look at them and think, I wish you could understand so that you could be more appreciative of the changes that have occurred.
Yeah.
You know, because they take everything for granted.
Sure.
And it's just like when I started covering at Darlington, there was one bathroom in the press box.
Yeah.
There was one bathroom at Rockingham. Martinsville didn't even have bathrooms in the press box. And the first track that had men and women's bathrooms in the press box was North Wilkesboro, which I have always found amusing.
Yeah.
But Clay Earls, and he was, I just say he was so cute because he had to be in his 80s. And it wasn't the current press box. It was the previous press box at Martinsville. He comes to me and he says, I'm thinking about building some bathrooms here in the press box. And he said, but, there's not enough women. I really can't afford to have a men and a women's. I can have two. But do you have a problem with using the same bathroom that the men use? I said, Clay, as long as you put a lock on the door, I'm fine. I said, we all travel together. We're all at the same hotels. We're like brothers and sisters anyway. But I said, as long as you have, and you could tell he was very embarrassed.
For yourself.
But you could tell he was very embarrassed about having to ask me about it.
Oh, yeah.
You know? But yeah, I told him, I said, as long as you have a lock on it, then that's fine.
There's I've talked to a couple friends that I've made in the journalism side of NASCAR, and they would admit to a story that they were wrong or wish they hadn't written. Do you have one that stands out by chance that you're like, oh man, I definitely didn't have that right, or I went and had to, is there ever a time where you really felt like you had to go and apologize or say, man, I didn't get this correct?
The column that really stands out in my mind as being wrong, and actually it was when Brian France actually called me on the telephone. But I wrote about how NASCAR was trying to make the drivers vanilla. Uh-huh. And they were losing the personality of the sport and all. And then after I went to work for a race team, I discovered it wasn't NASCAR that was doing it. It was the sponsors that were doing it, and how the sponsors wanted their drivers to be because they were concerned about losing sales if their driver got into it with another driver or made someone mad. And that's when I realized, and I've told many people that when they fuss about NASCAR making the drivers vanilla, and I say, no, you don't understand. It's corporate America that's making the drivers that way, not NASCAR.
Yeah.
And that's the one that really stands out.
Wow.
In my mind.
Yeah.
But one time, Tim Brewer, it was after the All-Star race, and it was when Jeff Bodine was the driver. And there had been something in the qualifying, All-Star qualifying, that happened. And Dick Beatty who was the Cup garage director at the time, Winston Cup director, had penalized him or something, and the PR person for NASCAR at the time came in and gave a statement in the media center at Charlotte. Well, we get to Dover after the Charlotte race weekends, and Bob Latford, who was handling PR for Budweiser at the time, came into the media center at Dover, and he said, I think you need to go talk to Tim Brewer. He's mad at you. Okay? So I went out there, and Tim and I were sitting on the back of the truck talking, and he was really angry about what I had written. And I said, well, that's what so-and-so said from NASCAR. You mean that's what NASCAR said? And I said, yeah, that's what NASCAR said. And then he got mad about that. He said, that number 11 is my car, and if you want to know anything about my car, you call me. I said, fine, if I want to know something about your car at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'll call you. And we've gotten along fine ever since.
Hi, guys. We are back in Dirty Mo Media Studios, and I have my husband back with me this week. Hey, Dale, how are you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
We're here for another episode of Bless Your Hardt. Spent a little time in Home Goods and Hobby Lobby getting Halloween decorations.
Halloween.
Yeah. I went a little ham on Amazon last week. There's some boxes and there's some new stuff.
All right.
I know this is a touchy subject in our house, the decorations, but the kids are so excited. And who doesn't love Halloween decorations?
Halloween is fun.
I'm fine with
They're like interactive. You can play with them.
decorations.
It's not like as finicky, so it's more fun.
I'm
to
not
decorate.
bothered at all by the amount of decorations, however you want to do it. You know, it's where does this stuff go when it's over? That's the problem, because we don't have designated space.
We absolutely do.
Well, that's already full.
I threw a tantrum about not having space, and you gave me a space.
I know,
and so
but
now
that's
I have
already
these giant,
full.
gorgeous racks. No, they're not.
Okay.
No, they're not. It's
All
like
right.
2/3.
Okay, 2/3.
So I've got plenty of
All right.
space, and it's got allocations for Christmas and Easter and Halloween and kids' clothes and just random stuff I'm trying to hide from you, like for a birthday or whatever. Now I have a space.
That's
good. And it's organized, so we're good. But I was getting some of it out yesterday since the boxes were piling up, and I wanted to just start putting it out. But how early is too early to start decorating for Halloween?
You can do it.
I mean, it's September what?
Right now is
3,
like
4?
perfect.
What's that?
Right now is perfect.
Right now is perfect. It's getting cool outside. It feels like the right time.
Yeah, agreed.
So just go for it. I got mixed reviews yesterday on Instagram. Some people said it's too early. Like, what about just enjoying fall? Why do we have to decorate for everything? You know.
I think it's okay to do it because really our house is down in the woods and nobody really going to see it anyway. So,
That's true.
you know, we won't. I'm just saying, like, if we lived in a neighborhood where we had neighbors right next door and across the street, you might be a little more subtle. You might work up to it, right? You might put a couple things out and then add a little more in the next week and just kind of build up. And where it ain't so like bam right in everybody's face. You're driving down the
skeletons
through
all over
the
the place
neighborhood.
outside. Yeah.
But I think I like getting in the mood. I love the holiday season. I love the you know when people start decorating for the holidays, it's the sign to me that Christmas is coming.
Christmas is coming. That's right.
Yeah, and Christmas is such a special time of year. So, just such a special time of year. So I am. I'm all about trying to go ahead and get in the spirit and do the
Halloween stuff. All right.
Speaking
well, maybe
of,
while you're gone this week, I will put it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going on a little guys trip.
That's right.
Shoo-wee. I'm fired up.
I feel like you're going to need a day off when you come back.
Would I have such a? Would I be granted such a?
Yeah, stay away.
Such grace.
I'm not gonna sit on the couch for you to lay in my lap for a whole day.
No.
So you just go sit in the Elvis room by yourself.
No. There's nothing better for a hangover, y'all. You know, everybody's got cures. There's nothing better for a hangover than your wife's.
Were you just about to call me an old lady?
Your old lady's lap.
God dang.
Yeah.
You're supposed to say that without me being present. That's how you talk to your buddies about your wife.
Well, we're doing a show that kind of gets me
Good Lord.
into that vein, but
Now you're definitely staying in the Elvis room by yourself.
or if you lay on her chest.
Yes. I was about to say chest is.
If she's in a position where that's possible, then man, it
As long
cures
as
hangovers.
your face is down. If your face is up with that old sour
Oh,
beer
I
breath,
know.
I'm like tortured. That's torture right there.
Amy's like, I drank some beer the other day, and Amy's like,
It was after your race. You
Yeah.
came home.
Oh,
Like you
yeah,
had a sleep and drive home and the whole thing.
Yeah.
I went down to the beach. It was a full 24 hours almost. It felt like God, it's coming out of your pores. You
she's
smell like
wheat
wheat,
beer
hops, and
coming out of
barley.
your nose.
Oh,
like,
man.
Yes,
damn.
he was breathing it out of his nose like a fire-breathing dragon. I'm like, oh man,
Yeah.
go take a shower,
Yeah.
brush your whole
She
face.
puts up with some.
Yeah, but Halloween. So back to that, we've got costumes ordered also. The girls have fallen in love with this movie called The K-Pop Demon Hunters. If you have kids within the range of 5 to 18, I'm sure that they have watched this movie on Netflix. And it's just nothing but like singing, really. But it's become like the only thing the kids think
Yeah.
about. So that's what they want to be for Halloween. So I've already ordered the costumes, and now I'm trying to be talked into being one of the boys from the boy band. Not you. I wouldn't sign you up for that. I mean, we're talking like crazy wigs and like it's very anime. Like,
Okay.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's a lot. But I'm getting ads for masks since that's Dale's thing.
Yeah.
And I sent him one the other day. I'm like, you really need this. You and TJ should just be these for Halloween. Do you want to tell them what it is?
Yeah, you can.
It's Beetlejuice. You know, remember the part of
Yeah.
Beetlejuice where they pull their faces open?
Yeah.
Like wretched looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very fun.
She wants me
though.
to walk around. We go to TJ's neighborhood, all the wives and dads, and then their kids, right?
Yeah.
Kids
Yeah.
everywhere. She wants me to walk around with a really pretty freaking scary looking
Yeah.
mask. It's pretty.
It's
scary.
Halloween.
Like I am.
like
Everybody on the block's gonna go. Damn, really? That's
Well,
what you choose?
Last year he was that
Like-
creepy old man, and everybody was still kind of going like, "Who's
But,
this freaking old guy walking around with all
but
these
it
little
looked
kids?"
like a
It's
real
still kind
old-
of creepy.
Yeah,
but
looked
it could
like
just
a
be
in a
real.
totally
real-
different way. So I feel like this way, at least the people that are our age will recognize what he is, and it's still scary, but
It
you
is
can see
pretty
his eyes
scary.
and everything.
Yeah.
It should be fun.
It's the thing where the mouth opens way up and it's like got 100 teeth, like
Yeah.
70
Yeah.
molars,
And the eyeballs are above his
eyeballs are in the
eyeballs.
tonsils. It's really weird.
And then the other one's that like long stretched out face.
Yeah, TJ can
and
do
TJ
that
can
one.
do that one.
Yeah. That is scary though. That'd be fun.
It's Halloween.
I
We're
think
supposed
it'd
to
be
do
I'll totally
stuff like
do
that.
it. I'll totally do it, man. I was
I bet Jonathan Davis would do it. He lives across the street.
yeah,
He
I'm
might.
not. No, he's not getting to do that. I'm doing it.
Oh, now we're liking it.
I'm doing it.
That's all you got to do is just make him a little jealous. He's
Yeah.
all excited.
When we were kids, what was your out of all the Halloween costumes that you had when you were young, when you were trick or treating?
Yeah.
What was your favorite?
So here's the thing about Halloween. And when we were kids, we didn't have all those like princess dresses, just dress up all the time. So Halloween was like really extra special. And a lot of the time when we were little, we just wore like our previous year's ballet outfits, like our recital outfits. And then one year my mom made me, you'll like this. I was Jeannie from I Dream of Jeannie. And she made the whole thing, the little
Damn.
crop, the little thing that my ponytail went
Yeah.
through. I think I was probably about Isla's age, and
Shame
we don't
there are
still
no
have
photos
it.
of
But
that.
I know my mom has photos somewhere. But I think that whole outfit got sold in a garage sale at some point. But it was absolutely my favorite.
I wanted to be a football player in real life, and so my mom got me the entire kit, like the shoulder pads, the pants with the pads in the pants. And, so I was a football player, the same pants, same jersey, same helmet, plastic 2-bar
Yeah.
for 4 years in a row.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
And it
Every
fit
year.
you for 4 years?
Yeah. I mean, I was
A runt.
when I got my driver's license, I was 4'10", 5'3", 5'3".
That's me.
So I mean,
That's how tall
yeah,
I am.
I was short. I was the same size for a long period of time. I'll just say that
Yeah.
until I finally got my legs. But
Finally got my
Yeah.
legs.
Lieutenant
Literally.
Dan, you got your legs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was your favorite? Just being a Washington
I wanted to be a football player,
Yeah.
player so bad, and
Was that what it was? It was Washington?
No, it was just red, had no number on it.
It was like an unidentifiable,
Totally generic.
no team.
Totally generic. White helmet.
You didn't sticker it
I
up
had
or
a
nothing?
nope. We didn't have stickers. What are
You didn't
talking
have
about?
stickers?
No, racing stickers. I had it was a red jersey with blue and white stripes on the shoulders, no number. It was so cheap. But I loved it. I wanted to be a football player, and it was an excuse to be a football player all
Yeah.
day. I was like, if I could do this every day, I'd dress up like a football player. But,
When did you stop trick-or-treating?
I can't remember when I stopped trick-or-treating. I think it was probably 12, 13.
I feel like
we
I was
didn't have a
younger than
neighbor.
that.
We didn't have it organized like this
Yeah.
is, we're going to this neighborhood. We lived on this road, and you would go to 6 houses,
Oh, okay.
You
It
know,
was a lot more work.
and it was really, they didn't try that hard around there. So the you were getting, you're like, so after a while, you just kind of quit doing it.
Oh, we got gobs of candy. I mean,
Yeah, we
God,
didn't.
you know my neighborhood
Yeah, your
growing up.
neighborhood
Like
was
it's like
thick.
house.
Yeah.
It was covered with kids. I mean,
Yeah.
people would come to
We
our
had the
neighborhood
exact-
to trick or treat. It was
We had
awesome.
we had the exact opposite. We had to get in a car and go to like the 6 houses, drop off, run inside, come back, and then we were trying to get home and see what
Oh,
we got.
yeah. Okay. We had so much candy, Dad took half of it to work.
Check out Dirty Mo Media on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok.